It's KevinPhwap. I got a question on Twitter today asking why I haven't given you an update, and basically it's laziness, and I feel bad for that. I apologize, but when I'm playing poker and playing so much poker, basically I have to set my priorities, and first and foremost, I have to be in the right mental state to be able to play poker well, and play a lot of poker. So doing video blogs can sometimes just take some mental energy out of me, and it's something that when poker's not going as well, I want to focus more on things that are actually going to help me make more money and get out of my downswing faster. So having said that, I thought today would be a great day to do a dealing with a downswing episode, because those have been pretty popular in the past. I know every poker player goes through it. You have highs and lows in poker, and I can honestly say that I'm more prepared to handle those highs and lows than ever before, but I also know that it's a moving target. This isn't something that you just get good at and expect to be good at it forever. It's something you constantly have to work at and work towards being a better person when it comes to losing and winning, and just like getting the right mental state. So I have 5 or 6 things that I think can help you get out of your downswing faster if you're going through one. Or if you're not going through a downswing, this is also a good time to take a second to think back to your last downswing, your worst downswing, and how you felt during that downswing, and how terrible you thought you were at poker, how terrible you thought your luck was. And then also think back to all those amazing times when been on a great upswing and you've just been making tons of money. So I think trying to constantly have that perspective of your swings will really help you deal with those swings in the future. So first thing, set goals that you can control. I know it's really easy to say, okay, I'm going to play the session. If I lose 2 buy-ins, I'm going to quit. And while I think having a stop loss is very smart for a lot of people, I think it would be a better idea to set goals saying, all right, I'm going to play X number of hands, I'm going to spend X number of hours studying today, I'm going to watch X amount of videos, I'm going to spend X hours of time on forums, I'm going to spend X amount of time getting coached. And these are all things that you can control that are going to help you progress as a poker player. It's important to realize the time you spend away from the poker table working on your game is more important than the time you spend at the poker table. So what I'm saying is, I could play poker for 10 hours, or I could coach for 1 hour. That 1 hour of coaching is going to cost me a few $100s in today, but over the course of my lifetime, if I even make just $1 extra an hour, or make one better decision a week from that coaching, it's just going to add up. So it's really important. Just kind of like back in the day, I always had this thought where it's like I need to make as much money as possible, as fast as possible, and then just let my money work for me. And same concept can be applied to knowledge, especially when it's a skill like you have with poker, where you can turn that skill into making tons and tons of money. So second one, focus on your play out of the blinds. I think that is something that can go often overlooked, but it's like the part of your game where you're going to be losing money. You're going to be losing the most money. You're going to be losing hands constantly, playing hands out of position, and I think it's an area where a lot of people can improve. So it's my next advice. Other piece of advice, get a coach. It's really hard to see holes in your game, and watching videos and doing different things like that, you can only improve so much. I think it takes talking to really smart individuals, either right below where you're at or above where you're at, and that can explain their thought process well. If you're talking to people that you think are worse than you or around the same level, it's important to take the time, listen to what they're saying, try to think why they're saying that, and then try to think why they are right and why they are wrong. And basically that whole process will help you become a better poker player, help you get out of that downswing. Basically, it's kind of a bullshit dealing with a downswing thing, but get better at poker. I know it sounds really simple, and I think it's something that people don't do. I think that a majority of people that are playing poker, even professionals, spend a majority of their time just playing poker. And when I say majority, I mean 95+% of their time. Whereas I think as your downswing progresses, you should basically get that ratio of time you're spending playing poker to time you're spending working on your game closer to 50-50. I mean, and I could see if it's getting really bad, getting all the way to a point where 80% of your time is studying and 20% of your time is playing. And I think that would definitely help dealing with the downswing. I know it's helped me, and it's kind of like I almost use a sliding scale. Like when I'm doing really well, I like to put in the hours, just maybe spend 20 or 30 minutes a day working on my game, watching a video, things like that. And then as things are getting worse, or as like there's certain topics I'm trying to improve on, I'll just like quit playing in the middle of a session, spend 2 hours writing like a quick article for myself, proving all the math and all the reasons why I want to be doing these different things. So yeah, last and most important thing that I think you can do to improve your poker game and deal with your downswings is buy Jared Tendler's book. It's good. Honestly, I don't know the guy. Like, I follow him on Twitter. He follows me, and I've read his book. Never talked to him. Not getting paid for this, but I think every poker player should read this book. I mean, even someone that doesn't think they tilt, like, I'm sure they have minor things they tilt and things they could improve upon. And if they don't think they can, they're just lying to themselves, and they should read this book. But basically, it's really awesome. I don't know if it's necessarily like a self-help book, but it's not your standard poker book. There's a lot of poker books out there that deal with strategy that may or may not be correct for the games you're playing in. But I feel that this book, even if you're not a poker player, even if you like live with a poker player, I think it could help anybody just like understand things that are going on. And I've been applying some of the concepts that he talks about in that book, and I think that a lot of it is very, very correct. And I don't want to spoil too much of the book and do any of that, but some of like the ideas I've pulled from that book. I started a poker journal, kind of like a diary, I guess, where either before a session or at the start of the day, I set my goals for the day. I set what I'm going to work on, talk about how I'm feeling before the session, and then after the session, I basically do a similar process where I talk about what I'm going to work on the next session, how things went, how I felt, and all the things I need to work on. And it's cheesy, but I've done it 3 days, and I've just crushed the past 3 days. And it's really prevented me from paying off too much. It's prevented me from focusing on money instead of how I'm playing. I mean, that's the first thing I write in every one of the boxes. Focus on how you're playing and not your results. And it's funny, I start playing a session, and I'll go to check how much I'm up or down, and I'll say, wait, that's not what I'm worried about right now. Like, how are you playing? And I think back to all the hands, and it's very easy to recall the big decisions I made. And I think a skill I possess is knowing when I'm right, knowing when I have good reasoning, and also knowing when I'm just like totally off base and I don't know what the best move is. I think a lot of people just always think they're making the best move, but I'm really honest when I don't know what I'm doing, and kind of lost the point there. But I'm going to end this video. I hope this helps you deal with your downswing. If there's any questions you have, put it in the comment section below. For anybody that's still looking, I'm going to basically do like a screenshot of how many hands I played each day and results. So you can see that scrolling down. Hope everyone's doing well out there. Hopefully this inspires you to not only grind more poker hours, but grind more hours studying. Even if it's not studying poker, if it's studying how to live a healthier life or how to exercise better, like all these things that help improve your life will help improve your poker game. So best of luck at the tables, and I will see you guys soon.